Oh my god, this room's getting hot again. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Appreciate you stopping on by. I apologize for being so loud. I know when I open these videos, I'm like yelling over here. I don't need to be yelling. You can hear me just fine. But I do need to move this fan. Listen, just hold on a second. Just give me a moment. It's a little hot. It's probably blowing to the microphone. Hope not. I'm hot. Anyways, today we are listening to the Manic Street Preachers. Not just Manic Street Preachers. I've heard of the band, but I've never, as far as I know, heard anything by them. So this will be a new experience for me. I don't know what genre they are. Don't know anything, to be honest. So this track, however, hold on. I have the pronunciation up here, and I was trying to remember it so I could say it properly. I didn't do so. It is, hold on. I can't hear it.
La tristesse durera toujours.
La triste durera. It automatically added the toujours part, but it's la triste durera. We're listening to this song that you see titled in the video. This particular track was suggested to me by Hippo, YNYREIRA. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to say Hippo. Thank you so much for the suggestion. Appreciate it. So there have been a decent amount of suggestions recommending the band and different songs. So I'm just choosing this one because it didn't seem to be like a consensus on one particular song or not. So I'm just going with this one here. So yeah, never heard of the band. We're going to listen to it. It's off their second album, Gold Against the Soul, released 1983. Let's go ahead and pull it up. We'll give it a listen. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. I like how that came in. Let's talk about Manic Street Preachers, huh? Let me start off with this statement. You know, like when it comes to genres, the fan is blowing into the microphone. Oh, hold on, I hear it. When it comes to genres of all types, every genre has those bands that everyone knows, and they're like the hallmarks, the forerunners, the front runners, the main bands of the genre, right? If you mention progressive rock, you got Yes, Genesis, King Crimson, blah blah blah. You mention grunge, you got Nirvana, you got Alice in Chains, you got Pearl Jam, you got bands like that, right? Every genre has those bands that are like the bands to listen to if you listen to a particular genre. This kind of fits comfortably in that alternative rock, grunge-ish kind of sound from like the early 90s. I listened to a lot of this type of music, not like during the time, I was too young then, but I listened to a lot of this type of music when I was in high school and a little bit beyond, right? I was really getting into grunge and nu metal specifically at that time, so I was kind of listening to both of those kind of side by side. So I want you to have my perspective as I'm coming into this. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't care for this track whatsoever. If I heard it on the radio, it would be a skip for me. I wouldn't let it finish. I'd be kind of bored and I would go on. There's nothing in here that's really making me want to listen to it that I haven't heard, other bands do before and better. There's nothing in here that stands out to me. There's just nothing in here that tells me off of this song that oh, I like this little moment here. I would like to hear more of that. Let's kind of see where the rest of this band goes, or where the rest of the music goes. Now, of course, I would never give up on a band, because I don't like one song. I want to listen to more. How do you expand yourself if you don't, expand yourself? You have to. But this particular track, honestly, it doesn't do anything for me. That's not to say that the members aren't talented or anything like that. I do enjoy the lead singer's voice. Lead singer here, that's going to be, hold on, let me get names. I like to use names when I'm speaking. James Dean Bradfield. I do like his voice because of his highs and lows. He has obviously a nice range in there when he can speak or sing rather subtly, a little bit more passionately, and he can kind of sing out a little bit more. I like the guitar in there. I like the bass in the moments. I like the ending when you have little bits of piano sprinkled throughout. But those aren't enough elements to really make me fall in love with this. Now, there could be a completely different track from them that blows me away, and I'm like, okay, this is the song that gets my attention. I'm willing to listen. I'm never going to give up just because I don't like one song, and I don't think people should give up when you're trying to listen to music and educate yourself, This one didn't hit, but you never know. The next one might be a 5-star. So please let me know what other track from the band I should kind of look towards, because this just sounded like, honestly, this sounded like radio rock that I would hear throughout the 90s and early 2000s. That doesn't necessarily stand out. It's just kind of there. It just kind of exists. Now I know also I'm more than likely going to mispronounce once again the title of the track as he mentions it throughout the chorus. I know he's saying it. I heard him say Tristesse, Durera. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm just letting you know. Life has been unfaithful. And it all promised so much. I am a relic, I am just a petrified cry, wheeled out once a year, a cenotaph souvenir. The applause nails down my silence. So he's being put out for show. His worth, who he was, his worth, it's all kind of gone. He's just kind of being wheeled out, almost as an act, right? Like what was it called? When you would have old times, you would have the circus come to town and they would have the little attractions and the people and stuff like that. La Tristesse, Durera, scream to a sigh. La Tristesse, Durera, scream to sigh. Like he comes out to applause. The screaming, the energy is there, but then it just kind of dies down. Kind of like he's feeling himself, perhaps his life in a sense, dying down from applause to just a sigh. I see liberals, I am just a fashion accessory. People selling postcards, and they all hope I'm feeling well. I retreat into self-pity, it's so easy, where they patronize my misery. So perhaps he feels like an old relic in a new and progressing world. And he's just kind of kept around, almost as like an artifact. He's almost like an artifact, like a relic of the past, and people can ooh and ah, but he doesn't feel respected. He's having feelings of self-pity. That's what I'm kind of seeing here in the lyrics. I sold my medal like a war medal. It paid a bill. It sells at market stalls, parades Milan catwalks. Oh, the sadness will never go away. Baby, it's here to say, let you Tristesse, Durera, scream to a sigh, to a sigh. So that's also interesting. Now, it could also be not only talking about this person who feels like Relic, it could be talking about getting older and looking at new and upcoming generations and feeling perhaps out of place. Obviously, we're referencing also someone who was involved, who was a veteran. So, he had to sell his medal. He had to give away his glory. The thing that obviously made him proud in a sense. That reward, that acclamation, he had to give away just to pay bills. So he's not being taken care of either. So this is a kind of interesting commentary on generations and, the changes that happen. And do we forget those who came before us? And do we remember them, but not only remember them and pay them some sort of attention, because he's getting attention, but it's negative attention. Do we actually take care, respect, that kind of thing, deeper respect, a reverence towards those who came before, and taking care of those who came before and set the road down for us to drive or walk down. That's what I'm kind of getting out of it. I'm looking at the Wikipedia article for this particular track. It says that it was released 1993, second single from the album, reached number 22 on the UK singles chart. The song's title is taken from the reported last words of Vincent van Gogh, which actually means the sadness will last forever. Okay, so not only is the title taken from last words, so our protagonist, our viewpoint is kind of like near the end of his life, assuming from what we read that he's older, so that makes sense, but also what sadness? The sadness that we just spoke about, not, the being forgotten kind of thing. Yeah, there's some other stuff about this song, but nothing interesting, or at least nothing like it's just reviewers saying this and that about it, but nothing deeply about it. But that's really good. I like that, like the meaning. I like the meaning, but the music is kind of bland. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon. Appreciate you being here. Recommend me another track from them. I know for a fact that there's like something that's going to hit. So throw that one out my way. And yeah, we'll go from there, guys. I'll see you all later. Bye.